Hello, Professor. Nice to meet you. I'm Saran Samal from India. I heard that you have discovered a new definition of health, and it is also known to world community. So I wanted to know more about this. Can you tell why you thought about the new definition of health, even if World Health Organization has the same definition in 1946?
Well, thank you very much. I'm also happy to meet you. And the point is that if you look at the world today and at the healthcare systems, then you see there are problems all over the world. And interestingly, this definition of WHO does not solve these problems. This definition has been made in 1946, and it contained the social aspects and the emotional aspects, the mental aspects of health. This was a very important innovation which must be highly respected. On the other hand, this definition requires that anybody who is healthy has perfect well-being in terms of his body, his emotions, and of his social status. And nobody has that. This is important to have. And because it is so idealistic, it is in practice not applicable. Nevertheless, we have to have the highest respect for the fact that they included the whole person.
Okay, I have seen 3 of your book. This is about the MAH model, probably what is health and why do we know it. So this is a guideline. In between also I met with some of the medical practitioners, and they said it's a great challenge for their practice. How do you face to those challenges?
I didn't quite understand. What is your question?
Okay, my question is, I found you have developed some guidelines and manual about the MAH model.
Right.
And in the meantime, I also met some of the medical practitioners who are doing medical practice.
Yes.
And they said this model could be a greatest challenge for their practice, for their profession. So how do you face those challenges?
But in which way it is a challenge?
They feel that probably their practice can take out by this model some extent. Their income may go down. The people may not come for a regular consultation. So do you think it is a great challenge for the medical practitioner?
In contrast, I think it's not a challenge in a negative sense. It is a challenge in a positive sense for the practitioners, because we say that health occurs if the resources of a person actually are sufficient to manage the demands of life. And the resources must be available not only now but also in the future. That's why we call them potentials. And so every physician can look whether these 2 potentials, the biologically given potential and the personally acquired potential, suffice to meet the demands of life. And that is a physician task. It has been a task of the physician for centuries. And this task they can do. And this is a most important aspect, that medicine is not only limited to giving drugs or to doing surgery, but actually considers the whole person of the patient.
Okay, so in the case of India, since I come from India, to meet you and to talk to you regarding the MAH model you invented, how do you think your model will be benefit to the poor people of India?
Well, actually, you have shown it already, because you have applied this model to the poor people in villages, and you have found that you could change many things there. For instance, they didn't refuse vaccination anymore. They ate healthier food. They behaved in a more hygienic way. They made latrines, and they were washing their hands before the meals. So in that sense, you know, they have this micro model has done already a lot of good.
Okay. Do you have any specific message to the medical practitioner as well as the poor people to use this model in a positive way?
Yes. If you look at the micro model, then you find that you have 8 different ways that health can be compromised in a person. And these 8 different ways, you can all of them investigate and find what you can do about it. And that is actually a very strong point that practitioners could do.
Okay. What is your plan for future? I have also seen that your article was published in one of the journal. And like this, do you have any other future plan to expand the matrix model?
As a scientist, I always have to first to publish in a medical journal that has a reputation. This has been done last year, and I'm very happy about it. The second thing is now we should try to get people in the government to actually investigate it and make up their opinion. I have been with the Swiss government. They were very positive about the micro model, but they say they want to now work through it, and that will take time. So from that point of view, I'm satisfied. I'm now writing more articles for the moment only in German, trying to explain all the potential future that may come out of the micro model. For instance, better health for less money. And that is something which is very interesting in high income countries. And so this is one thing we do. And the other thing is just focus on the fact that you can have many different ways to actually improve health, and that particularly the personally acquired potential is something that can be influenced. Everybody can have an influence on his own personally acquired potential, and the society has an influence by dealing well with the people, and the people can deal well with the society, and by improving all these facts one can improve health of the people.
At your level, what is your future plan? How you will make this model to very closer to the poor people who need it, who wanted to use it, and who wants to get benefits out of this model?
Well, in Switzerland, I hope that the government follows up with what I have initiated, and if that will be the case, then we may realize what I have said, better health of the people for less money, because the healthcare systems are very, very expensive in high-income countries. And then in countries like in India, I feel that if people are educated about health in the schools, if people are educated about health in newspapers, in all the media, through the internet, you know, a lot could happen. And then in addition, the Maker model has one very interesting feature. This is, it is one objective. The objective is health. And if you know what health is, and different people have to collaborate for the health of the people, if you know what health is, then you can all focus on the same objectives. Right now, this is not the case, because everybody thinks something different if he speaks about health. And that is why I feel it's very important that health is united into a single thing, and everyone can work for the same objective.
Okay, so I understand you directly challenging with WHO in the case of definition. What is the difference between your definition of health as well as the WHO definition? How you feel that your definition is much better than the WHO definition?
Well, this is a very interesting and very delicate question, because I have the greatest respect for WHO. On the other hand, it's true that the definition of WHO has been criticized heavily. So what I feel is better in our definition of health is that it shows some mechanisms, how things interact with each other, and then the other thing which is better, it has a limit. As soon as the people with their potentials are able to meet the demands of life, they are healthy. If they meet them well, or just hardly, everything is health and doesn't need social support. As soon as somebody is ill, that means he cannot meet the demands of life, then he needs social support. And that means that it makes the limit where social support is needed, it puts it at a rational level, whereas if you just say health is a perfect state of well-being, this is not a rational model for any social activity. You must then be very careful how you go about it. But you know, whether the WHO wants to recognize the Maker model or not, that's not my problem. That is the problem of WHO.
Okay, thank you so much. I wish all the best, and I hope your Maker model will reach to each and every community to get direct benefits out of that, and hopefully you will be success in your mission. Thank you so much.
Thank you also for the interview.